Hey everybody, it's Bob Iacchino from the Stock Think Tank, co-portfolio manager along with Mike Arnold. Wanted to talk to you a little bit about some of the developments this week and what we're looking for as we go further into the week. It is Monday that I'm talking to you. The markets haven't closed yet as I'm speaking right now. And we've got another Monday with another vaccine rally on our hands, which changes the dynamics of the markets entirely. This time it's Moderna with their mRNA messenger vaccine. And it had a slightly better efficacy than the Pfizer vaccine. Of course, we own Pfizer stock. So that little difference in the efficacy wasn't really the major factor. The major factor is the transportation of the vaccine and the conditions that it needs to be kept under, which seems much less restrictive in the Moderna vaccine than it does in the Pfizer vaccine. I'm going to go back to something that I said last week. If someone is referring to the time before the vaccine and the time after the vaccine, sometime forward in history, we are not in the after the vaccine stage. We have fewer Moderna vaccines available than we do Pfizer vaccines, and this particular vaccine is also 2 doses. So we still have barely enough to cover the at-risk population in the United States if it were just based on age. So there's a lot of work to be done. There's also not even an emergency authorization of the Pfizer vaccine yet, which got a little bit of their data out earlier than the Moderna one. We're still waiting on the trial results from AstraZeneca. So how does all this reference to the markets and how does it reference to the current portfolio that we're running? Well, when you look at it from the perspective of the 2 stocks that the newsletter people have gotten, you've gotten Big Lots, BIG, which has made a heck of a comeback, was up over 3% today. Again, I don't know where it closed, but I think it closed somewhere above 2.5% better. So we're getting closer to our entry price on that. And I'm going to discuss how that affects things. But also the Pfizer stock that we got in, somewhere around $38, dropped quite a bit. Now, it's not below $37, and it's still about $2.5 away from our stop price. So similar to the way Big Lots performed, sometimes we take these hits. Why do we take hits? You know, everybody wants a stock that the second you buy it, it goes up the next day. Sometimes that happens. It actually, again, I mentioned Tyson last week. We actually hit our target on Tyson today. We got in Tyson about $58.92. Our target was $63.95. Got above 64 today, so we'll be exiting that today. If you get the signal, if you're a member of the entire Stock Think Tank, you'll get that core signal in your email to exit that tomorrow. Or I'm sorry, you should have exited already with a limit order at 63.95, and we got through that. So you should have been able to sell that. We've got a total of 7 positions on them, including Tyson in that. 3 are winners right now. 3 are slightly negative, not by a lot, but slightly negative, and 1 is break even. That's our Euro position, which we should work better and better as we get closer and closer to a stimulus, which will weaken the dollar. Now, back to the point about why we take a little bit of heat. It's not deliberate. What it is you think about that storm I was talking about in last week's video. If a tropical storm comes, you build a house to withstand a storm. That doesn't mean you know when the storms are coming, but you build the structure to withstand it. That's what you would do if you were building a house in an area that was susceptible to storms. It doesn't mean you know when the storms are coming. So we build trades to withstand market conditions. Does that mean that every market condition is going to crush our trade? No. Does it mean every market condition is going to support our trade? Of course not. But that's why we never get upset about trades as we take heat. Remember, you haven't lost money until you close it out. You also haven't made money until you close it out. So right now we got a stock market that's eyeing 30,000 in the Dow. I suspect we'll get there. Whenever a market talks about a level like this, again, I don't know where the market closed today because I'm talking to you slightly before the market closed. It looks like it's closed now, but I'm not looking at it. So I don't know how close we are to Dow 30,000. We will likely get there. But I also think we've likely seen the lowest rate for the 10-year note in terms of yield that we're going to see in 2020. And we're likely going to see Dow 30,000, and it's likely going to fall from there. But there's a lot that goes into that prediction, and there's a lot that goes into what might happen if that's actually the case. So you may get another trade this week. You may not. Depends on how things work out. We're still above water on all our portfolio trades right now, And the two that you guys got in the newsletter predictions, one is close to break even now, the other one underwater a little bit. That's the Pfizer vaccine. The Pfizer stock. But again, remember what happened with our Tyson one. Our Tyson one was underwater at first as well. We just got out at a profit today. So hopefully that clears some things up, points to you what I'm thinking about the market, and I will talk to you guys next week. Reach out to support if you have any questions. And if we have another signal, we will send it out to you. Cheers, guys.